This song to two people in the audience, and those two people are very close friends of mine. They live in Olympia, and she loves horses. He puts up with them. Okay, so this is a great song. I mean, this is Americana, folks. This is old stuff. Oh, Stu Ball was a racehorse. His name is Stu, by the way. And I wish he were mine. He never drank water. He only drank wine. Oh, the fairgrounds were crowded, and old Stu Ball was there. And the betting was heavy. It was a horse race, folks, on the bay and the mare. Oh, I bet on the gray mare, and I bet on the bay. If I bet on old Stu Ball, I'd be a rich man today. Oh, Stu Ball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water. He only drank wine. Oh, his bridle was silver, and his mane it was gold, and the work on his saddle has never been told. Now way out yonder, ahead of them all, dancing and prancing, my noble Stu Ball. Oh, Stu Ball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water. He only drank wine. Now the hoot owl he hollered, and the turtle dove moaned. I'm a poor boy in Shelton, out of my comfort zone. Oh, Stu Ball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water. He only drank wine. Stu Ball. Now there's a girl that works in the operating room with us. And by the way, what a red letter day today is. Do you know that with the help of Scott and Karen Hilburn and Nancy Truxas and Don Wilson and Bob Apple and Eric Mull and all the people that worked so hard for 2 years, plus all the time of planning, that today we did the first surgeries in a brand new $34 million hospital that didn't cost the taxpayers in this city or county 1 red cent. That is unbelievable. That's an unbelievable accomplishment. And for me to be able to do the first 4 surgeries there this morning, starting at 7:30, that was amazing. Just amazing. You can't believe these are world-class surgeries. And I tell you what, I wished when we had gone aground 38 years ago, Dottie, that we'd stayed. This is an awesome community, by the way. Do you have any idea how many other communities in the state of Washington have programs like this in the park every night? I know Olympia does, but I think that's about it. So you guys would be congratulated. This is an awesome community, Tom. And we just sang a song about Zins. You missed it. There's a port commissioner right there. Flies his own airplane. I've known him for 30 years. 32 years. Okay. He'd rather have me sing than talk about him. Okay. So, anyway, I'd like to dedicate this to one of the OR nurses, but also, Jill, I think you'll get a kick out of this one. You ready? I ride an old paint, I lead an old dam. I'm going to Montana for to throw the hula hand. They leave in a cruises, they water in the draw. Their tails are all tattered, their backs are all raw. Ride around, little doggy, ride round them slow, 'cause fiery and a snuffy are raring to go. I worked in the city, I worked in the farm. All I got to show is the muscle in my arm, blisters on my feet, and the callus on my hand. And I'm going to Montana for to throw the hula hand. Ride around, little doggy, ride round them slow, 'cause fiery and the snuffy are raring to go. Now old Bill Jones had a daughter and a son. The son went to college, the daughter she went wrong. His wife was killed in a barroom fight, but they still keep on singing from morning till night. Ride around, little doggy, ride round them slow, 'cause fiery and snuffy are raring to go. Now when I die, take my saddle from the wall, put it on my pony, and lead it from the stall. That's where it belongs. Tie my bones to his back, turn our faces to the west, and we'll ride the prairies that we love the best. Ride around, little doggy, ride round them slow, 'cause fiery and snuffy are raring to go. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting in a trouble are my middle name. I was raised in a bear cave, pine old mama lion. Take a high-toned woman, make me walk that line. You load to 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Some people think a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. I was born one morning, well, the sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons, a number 9 coal, and the strong boy said, well, bless my soul, you load the 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. If I was a real guitar player, I could have done that on the guitar. Well, you are in for a real treat tonight, and because here's the deal. Here's the deal. I might wake you up a little bit tonight with some of these songs, but when you go into the operating room, you want to drift off to a nice, peaceful sleep. And she doesn't charge you, by the way, to put you out. There's no fee to put our patients out. She only charges to wake you back up again at the end. So I'd like to introduce to this stage Deb Hartley, our chief anesthesiologist. Okay, so would you welcome Deb on this stage? We're going to do a little medley of songs. Where is she? Did she run away? Ah, there you are. Trotting out of the darkness of the night. So we're going to try doing a little medley. We're going to do a little medley. Forget the word try. And and this is kind of like more Americana, but this kind of represents three great song type people. Pete Seeger, remember him? And was it Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan. And the Kingston Trio. And so these songs don't belong together, but we decided, so what? We're going to put them together anyway. And so we'll see if we can do 3 in a row without stopping, okay? You ready for this? Okay. This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Great Lake waters. This land was made for you and me. I roamed and rambled, and I followed footsteps all across the sands of her diamond desert. And all around me, a voice was singing, this land was made for you and me. This land is your land. Come on, you know this is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the redwood forests to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I was once walking that ribbon of valley. I saw above me an endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Yes, and how many seas so white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must a cannonball fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it's washed to the sea? Yes, and how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times can a man turn his head pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he sees the sky? How many years must a one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. Hadn't have been for Grayson, I'd been in Tennessee. Well, now, boy, hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. This time tomorrow, reckon where I'll be. Been down in some lonesome valley, hanging from a wild oak tree. Well, now, boy, hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. Met her on the mountain, there I took her life. Met her on the mountain, I did it with my knife. Well, now, boy, hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Oh, well, now, hang down your head, boy. Poor boy, you're bound to die. One more time. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Oh, well, now, hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. Poor boy, you're bound to die. Poor boy, you're bound to die.
We're a little off.
Heat makes people sweat, and guitars go out of tune. How are we sounding, Paul? By the way, can we hear it from Paul Barber over there on the sound? He got here real early to help us set up. And, by the way, none of us have ever done anything like this before, no kidding. Okay, so you're a great audience. I appreciate it very much. So does Deb. All right? Okay, so now here's the situation. You want to start getting... I got to tell you a story here. The other day I was reading your local newspaper. Excuse me, our local newspaper. I've been here a year and a half, but I decided this is where we're going to stay from now on. Started talking about the Mason Transit Authority running a special run up to Allen, Washington. Anybody read that in the newspaper? Yeah, it's called the MTA, right? Those people in Boston only think MTA means Massachusetts Transit Authority. But these are the times that try men's souls. And they're talking about jacking the fare up. And this is a political song, folks. So I want you to pay careful attention. Let me tell you a story about a man named Charlie on a tragic and fateful day. He put 10 cents in his pocket, kissed his wife and family, took a ride on the MTA. Oh, did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charlie, he may ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's a man who never returned. Now Charlie got on at the Scully Square station to change for Jamaica plane. And when the conductor said, one more nickel, Charlie couldn't get off of that train. So did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charles, he'll ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's a man who never returned. Now all night long, Charlie rides through the station crying, what will become of me? How can I afford to see my sister in Chelsea or my cousin in Roxbury? Well, did he ever return? No, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charlie, he'll ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's a man who never returned. Now Charlie's wife goes down to the Scully Square station every day about 2:15. And through the open window she hands Charlie a sandwich as the train goes rumbling. Oh, did he ever return? Oh, he never returned. And his fate is still unlearned. Poor old Charlie, he'll ride forever neath the streets of Boston. He's the man who never returned. Now all you citizens of Shelton, don't you think it's a scandal how the people have to pay and pay? Fight the fare increase and vote for Scotty Hilburn. Help get Charlie off that MTA. Did he ever return? No, he never returned. Though his fate is still unknown. He may ride forever in the streets of Boston. He's a man who never returned. He's a man who never returned. He's a man who never returned. Oh, Deb, that was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. You know, she gave the very first anesthetic today in our brand new hospital. Bob, is that you back there? Thank you for providing this community with the best hospital in the state of Washington, bar none. I've never worked in a better hospital. It's absolutely phenomenal. I know a lot of people say, well, you're a doctor, how do you get time to do this? Well, as you can see, you know, I'm not a guitarist, and I like to sing in the shower. You're just getting the ramifications of it all. But people say, well, do you sing in the operating room? I have patients say, well, can't you sing a song for me while you're operating? Well, yeah. My song goes like this. You've got me under your skin. You've got me deep down inside of you. That's about all I know. I don't know the chords on that one, okay? And we all have a good laugh, and then what Deb does, that's her cue to squeeze the pentophal in, you know what I'm saying? And out they go, and it's a beautiful thing what she does. And then we can do our surgery and not have to worry about singing for the patient, okay? Anyway, I have a very special song that I'm singing. I'm not dedicating this to my daughter, I'm just singing it so that she'll kind of remember the gist of this, okay? How many of you men have daughters? Yeah, you don't like to see your daughters hurt, do you? So you'll understand this song, okay? I hope you take it the right way. This is an old blues song, folks. I didn't write it, I'm just singing it, okay? Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts. Oh boy, how those two could love. Oh, they swore they'd be true to each other, as true as the stars above. But he was her man, and he was doing her wrong. Now Frankie went down to the barroom to get herself a bottle of beer. Oh, she said to the fat bartender man, has my Johnny boy been here? He was your man, but he is doing you wrong. I ain't gonna tell you no stories, I ain't gonna tell you no lies. Well, your Johnny boy walked out an hour ago with that sweet-talking Nellie Bly. He was your man, but he is doing you wrong. Now Frankie peeked over the transom. She couldn't believe her eyes. Oh, there was her on making out with Nellie Bly. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Now the first shot, Johnny staggered. The second shot, Johnny fell. Well, the third shot from old Frankie's gun, there was a new man's face in hell. He was her man, but he was doing her wrong. Now this story has no moral, and this story has no end. Oh, and this story goes to show that there's not much good in man. They'll do you wrong just as sure as you're born. Daddies, teach your daughters well. Marry a good man, not a loser like Johnny, right? Anyway, with that, I'd like to introduce a very special lady in my life, and I hope that she becomes special in yours. Her name is Adrian, and she lives in New York, and she just flew in at, well, I got to see her at 11 o'clock last night, and we worked this up since 11 o'clock last night after doing 4 surgeries this morning. And so you may have to forgive us, but she listened to this Frankie and Johnny song, so she understands. And here's the next song, okay? So this is a cool one. I think you'll like. Adrian.
Yes. Yes, Daddy.
Who's gonna shoe your pretty little feet? Who's gonna glove your hand? Who's gonna kiss your red ruby lips? Who's gonna be your man?
Well, you're gonna shoe my pretty little feet, and Mama's gonna glove my hand. My sister's gonna kiss my red ruby lips, 'cause I don't need no man. I don't need no man, boys. I don't need no man. My sister's gonna kiss my red ruby lips, 'cause I don't need no man.
Now the longest train I ever did see was 100 coaches long, and the only woman I ever did love was on that train and gone. Was on that train and gone, boys, on that train and gone. And the only woman I ever did love was on that train and gone. So who's gonna shoe your pretty little feet? Who's gonna glove your hand? Who's gonna kiss your red ruby lips? Who's gonna be your man?
Well, Papa's gonna shoe my pretty little feet, and Mama's gonna glove my hand. My sister's gonna kiss my red ruby lips, 'cause I don't need no man. So, I have a question for everyone. Would you all indulge me? Next Friday is my dad's birthday. And I flew in from New York because I don't get to see him very often. I live in New York. And I would love to sing for him. That often is the only request for a birthday present. And so if you would indulge me, is that okay? I'd like to sing a special song called Summertime.